Now, just warning you guys, this review might come across a little bit more negative than it should. Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime back for another review, and by the way, don't mind my audio. Here, hold on, just turn the freaking camera around. I'm currently recovering after just getting my wisdom teeth out, so some of the audio is recorded while I was doing this, and some of it is not while I was recovering, but the stuff I do for YouTube. The things I do for love. Oh. Anyway, we're looking at the Gamerverse, Mr. Negative, and Inner Demon and such. Let's just get them out of the way. Let's take a look at the packaging here. So the packaging here has Mr. Negative and the Demon and all that stuff on it. Get the stuff out of the way. It's a Spiderman, Gamerverse. It's got the two guys right here. Got them right there, but it's their in-game models. And then here on the back, some product shots and images of the accessories we'll be going over. And yeah, that's really it for this. I'm tired. Into the trash you go. Oh, son of a... Into the trash you go. Just gathering up the accessories for the accessory segment. Okay, now I've got those stupid little things out of my mouth so I can kind of sound a little bit more, you know, like I regularly do. It's just I do have a little bit of my mouth that still kind of hurts. But anyway, so getting into the accessories here, there are plenty of weapons, accessories, and alternate parts. So let's start with a lot of those accessories. Like, for example, Mr. Negative does come with his white sword here, which looks pretty good. I'd say it's molded and sculpted really well like a sword. The hilt here looks pretty plain, but that's mostly due to it being out of white plastic. The sculpting does look pretty alright. And then this does come with a blast effect, or this black effect of Mr. Negative's energy. And you can just slide the sword right onto there. It sits on there pretty securely, and it looks pretty good on the sword, but especially looks a lot better in Mr. Negative's hand. Looks pretty good. Mr. Negative also comes with these little black smoky effects right here, which are part of his, you know, like hate energy, I guess, his negative energy. And basically this stuff just kind of goes right onto his wrists. You could try maybe throwing on like around his neck, or you could maybe put them all on one arm or whatever, but there you go. He's got that negative energy about him. Now getting into the accessories included with the demon himself. First off, he comes with this aluminum bat here, which looks pretty good because, you know, it's in that metallic coloring. The last bat I got was in, you know, like the wood coloring, so appreciate getting an alternate color for the bat. He also came with a machete, which also has a darker color for the blade than the previous one that I got that came with that Punisher figure. He also comes with this pistol, and then he comes with this rifle right here with like all the attachments. And then the demon also comes with these little effects for the guns. It's these little effects here that allow you to make it look like as if, you know, you got little smoke coming out of the like you got smoke coming out of the gun, or it looks like they're firing the gun, and you get 2 of these each for each gun, so you can have all different kinds of display options with these. That also works as well. The first of the alternate heads here is this mask, which has the guy with the bald head. This was the head that the figure came packaged with inside the box, but this is the one that it's advertised with on the front of the box. And it looks kind of like a gorilla or an ape of some kind with this big underbite. And the black and white looks really good. Thankfully, I don't got any paint mess-ups on mine. Everything looks printed and put on pretty well. I do think it is a slightly off-center in some areas, but overall, I'm not going to diss on it for that. And overall, I think it looks fine, so there's that mask right there. There's also this one, which has some hair on the back, so that's part of the alternate part of it. And this one kind of looks a little bit like a jackal, or I don't know. I can't really put a pin on this one to see where it looks, but you know, it looks like an Oni mask, obviously. Again, nice white and black, and the white is printed on very cleanly. Nothing looks messy. And overall, I think this one looks fine. The hair looks pretty good. But my favorite one in particular is this one right here, and I think this is the mask that appeared most commonly throughout the game, which is why this one's probably the most recognizable for me. And also this is the mask that appears on the front of the box, so this is the one I usually keep on the body. But overall, I think this one looks pretty cool as well. And this one just has a bald head as well, no hair this time. And that's really it for this mask. Also, just an FYI about swapping out the heads, but every time I try to pull out this head off of its dumbbell joint here, instead of it being just popping off this ball joint, the entire dumbbell joint, the other ball joint that's in the base of the neck, will also pop out as well, with this part still being stuck in the head. So just be aware that you might want to heat it up, or in some, just letting you guys know. I don't know if that's limited to mine or if that's everybody's, so just thought I'd mention it. As for alternate parts, the demon comes with this pair of fists, and to hold all the different accessories, he does come with this pair of grabby hands, which totally were there this whole time. Please don't rewind. Starting out our review by taking a look at the demon here. The body here is the nice suit. I've already taken a look at all the heads, so coming down to the rest of the body. But overall, it's just a suit. I mean, it doesn't have the tie, it has the open collar, and it's got the belt buckle, and the wrinkles are nice, got the shiny shoes, and honestly, I don't really got much to say here. Though there was a point I made in my Ironmonger review where I mentioned about how guys in suits doesn't really make sense for an action figure because some of these poses realistically shouldn't make any sense, and sometimes it just comes across as unnecessary. But I think here in this case, with these two figures, and that also counts Mr. Negative as well, it was just in Obadiah Stane's particular case why I don't think he needed all that posability. But these guys, yeah, they definitely need all these extra bits of double-jointed knees and elbows and all that, because they are fighting Spider-Man, for crying out loud. All the heads can look up, they can look down on that dumbbell joint, you can pivot from side to side, they can swivel, shoulders rotate, they can move in and out. Biceps swivel, double jointed elbows, the wrists rotate and hinge in and out. And then he does get he gets an ab crunch, an arching back, waist swiveling, his hips can kick forward, they can't really kick back, they can move outward that far. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and then the ankles can move up, down, and he does get ankle pivot and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So yeah, that is basically it for the demon.
Because Mr. Negative's in a white suit, he kind of reminds me of Michael Jackson.
Taking an up-close look at Mr. Negative, I don't think he looks too bad as long as my camera should be able to focus on him. Taking an up-close look at his face here, I don't think it looks all that bad. My camera's having a hard time picking it up because it's not in the traditional skin colors, but again, that's because of his powers from the game. And overall, I think he looks really good. I like the white eyebrows and the white hair. The reversed colors of him looks pretty good. He does still have a belt buckle. And overall, I don't really see anything wrong with him. It's just a lot of the details here look exactly like what I've already previously looked at on other figures. Just now it's in, reverse colors. And overall, the white suit doesn't look bad.
Because Michael Jackson made the white suit look cool.
And thankfully, this is not the kind of plastic that should yellow on you over time, so that's all good. I just feel like the skin color should have been a little bit darker, because in the game it was completely black, but part of me is wondering if Hasbro made him this slightly bluish black color so you could still make out fine details, but I'm not so sure. I'm just curious as to why it's a little too blue. And yeah, this guy poses up pretty well, like I previously mentioned. But overall, his head, the posability, his head can look up that far. It is on a ball and disc hinge. And it can look down that far. It can swivel from side to side. Very slight pivoting. Shoulders rotate a full 360. They can move in and out. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. The wrists rotate and hinge up and down. This one hinges left to right as well. Arching back, can't really see it all that well because of the suit. He can have an ab crunch. Waist swiveling, hips can kick forward, they can kick back, they can move outward. Honestly, not that far, as much as the demon. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and then the ankles also move, not really up that much, but they can move down a bit, and he does have ankle pivot, as well as peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And I know this is an alternate sculpt because the peg holes are not in the middle of the sole, they're now at the heel. Now, sadly, I do not have the White Spider PlayStation Spider-Man to compare these guys to for the Gamerverse comparison, because, that figure is, super overpriced and really hard to find nowadays. But, alternatively, I do have the Spider-Man PlayStation Velocity Suit Gamerverse Spider-Man. I do also have the Gamerverse Miles Morales. Might as well just throw that comparison inside there as well. And then here they are with the last Marvel Legends video I took a look at, or last Marvel Legends figures I did a video on, the Ironmonger and Obadiah Stane. And, oh yeah, by the way, also in my live stream unboxing on these two, I did test out the Obadiah Stane body, and I did do some head swaps. And yeah, the skin tone might be a little bit off, but you can try to, use other suited figures to, give yourself some extra demons if you have some other suited figures. You can use some of those other heads. So, and that actually works pretty well, I think. And that is basically it for my review on the Marvel Legends Mr. Gamerverse Mix Mr. Negative and the Inner Demon. And yeah, I really like the figures. The 2-pack is really good. I like the accessories. My only problem is I feel like Mr. Negative's, I swear, I'm not trying to sound racist, but I feel like his skin should have been a little bit darker, a little more like bordering on black, because it just looks a little too blue. And like, I guess that's meant to pick out more details in his face, but and also kind of difference his face from his black undershirt. But still, I feel like it should have been a little bit darker, maybe a dark blue that's bordering on the black more. But overall, I think the articulation on these guys is great, because these guys really do need it, and they're all the more fun for it. Which is why I'll probably end up just using my Obadiah Stane as an extra demon, as you can see back there behind Mr. Negative. So, and that is basically it for my review on the Marvel Legends Mr. Negative and the Inner Demon. And yes, I do think the figures are pretty well done, and overall, I have to give these figures a very solid 9 out of 10. I just feel like maybe they could have... It's almost a 10 out of 10 because all those accessories do an amazing job. My only biggest complaint is how it's kind of hard to swap the heads around on the Inner Demon, and how the dumbbell joint kind of goes along with the head. And then I also am not a big fan of Mr. Negative's more bluish looking skin. Again, would have liked it to be a little more game accurate, where it's a little more black, but... So anyway, that is basically it for this review. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give me a like on the video, comment down below what you guys think, subscribe to the channel for more action figure videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.